Okay, yeah, I've shown a lot about ColorLogic, my actions-based color grading system for Photoshop. I've shown a lot of it on portraits. Naturally, that's mostly what I shoot. But this shot by my friend Ryan, I wanted to showcase, hey, look, you can use ColorLogic to color grade anything, and you can have a lot of fun exploring, stacking, basically infinitely making color looks of all kinds. So here's ColorLogic in general. If you're not familiar, it is a large suite of actions. You can mix and match what you want to use, delete the ones you don't like, etc. But this is all of them. These are these gray ones right here because I'm in button mode. These gray ones are my finalizer actions, which we'll get to in a minute. And then we have the general color ideas, right? Just because these are red and orange and yellow and green, blue and purple, it doesn't mean that you're just going to get a purple image. They're just kind of in that general direction. So I color coded them with the actions window options to kind of show you the basic idea. And then we have these glam ones, which I've shown in other videos, which are really, really good for, again, portraits, right? And then, of course, the custom color packs that I love to make. These are, of course, always added. So every customer of ColorLogic will always get these sent to them. And it's cool because those are fun. And we'll get to those in a minute. But we're going to work with the main color ones right now. And we're going to work with the finalizer actions just to see what we can do with a beautiful shot of a Corvette, right? Let's explore. So I don't know exactly what I want yet, but let's start with some of these reds, right? How about MVP stereo? When you tap ColorLogic, you get a folder most of the time. And inside that folder on your layers, you have multiple layers, okay? In this case, this one starts with the RGB curves to create a look called stereo. Now, what's really interesting is that you do get the RGB curves set up here with a look. You can turn it on and off, but keep in mind that if you've installed your curves presets that also come with ColorLogic, they'll be here. I have a lot of different presets in here, don't get me wrong. But if you dig around, you'll find MVP stereo is in here as well. So you just keep that in mind that you can swap these out at any moment, at any time. So you can just be like, you know what, let's switch that out to halcyon. Why not? You get a completely different look. You know what? I don't mind that so much. And so each look in and of itself can be potentially final for you. You might think, I like that. You have Luma. In this case, this is just contrast adjustment. You can turn that one off. You can use it as is. We have vibrance and saturation. Of course, in recent times, since ColorLogic has been released, vibrance and saturation by Adobe has included now temperature and tint. So we have white balance shifting as well. And you can use that creatively. Look at that. I made a pink kind of look. Let's go back to yellow. There you go. You never know. So you can just use one of these presets, if you will, like stereo. Put it out there, open it up the folder, look at all the layers and start playing around. Who knows what you get? We have compression here, very light compression on that. And then, of course, I also have a gradient kind of on top, creating this color look just to add a little bit of interesting abstract color elements. You can also turn that off if you don't want it. Now, close that folder and we can continue to stack. That's what's cool. You got to keep the folder closed or Adobe gets confused. All right, but let's come in here and go tempo. Let's stack tempo on top of that. Oh, that really brought the orange of the car out, didn't it? I don't know how or why, but it did. I like that. It's starting to get a little dark on the shadows, so let's see what we can do. Let's go to some of our finalizers. How about soft shadows medium? Now, what's cool is when you tap that, it doesn't just put it on the next layer. No matter where you are, it'll put it on top, right? So now I've softened my shadows a little bit, which I don't mind so much. That looks kind of nice. Still going to explore more color, so I'm going to come back here to the color areas. Actually, you know what? We have that glowing light here. What if I did highlight pop heavy? Let's try that. Let's see what happens there. So it's going to bring everything to the top, analyze the situation, and then look at that. Off, on. I like that, actually. It made that light and some other elements from the window here, not window, but the openings kind of glow. I sort of like that. That looks kind of neat. Okay, now let's go back to color. How about... I don't know. Let's see some purples. Why not? How about voltage? Let's see what voltage does. Okay, lots of color there. Kind of interesting. But here's what I can also do. Let's say I want to play around. Open up that folder. And when I go to, let's say, the main RGB base, I can swap it out. I can change directly the RGB curves if I want. They're all there. But how about this? Let's go to some of our helper actions. While we're on the RGB curves, or the curves in general, how about blend if shadows? We're going to have that color grade only show up in the shadows. Very subtle, no big deal. How about only show up in the highlights? Well, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Okay, very, very subtle, extremely subtle. How about show up in the midtones? See that? It changes the blend diff actively, and you can see the little symbol here because if you double click, that's what's happening. The blend diff has been changed. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the shadows, and we're just going to tone down that entire folder to about a 50%. I don't mind that so much. Okay, what do you say we explore some of the preset colors? The packs that I made here. I don't know exactly what we're gonna get, but let's see. Electric pop. You know what? That looks kind of nice too. I don't mind that so much. Let's see what we got so far. We went from this to this. It's not, particularly exploratory. It's very much oranges and warm tones and grays, and it looks beautiful. But let's keep playing. How about Solstice? Adds a little blueness and softens the shadows a little bit. I don't mind that so much. Okay, so let's see what we've done. We went from here to here, and we created a beautiful look. And that's awesome. To me, I love that look. I think that looks amazing. And keep in mind too that depending on the layers that you're using, as long as you don't have any gradients in there, and you can delete them if you want. Like for example, let's see, this one had a gradient. Yeah, so I didn't want to use it, so I can just delete it. And what's cool about it is that if I chose to delete the gradient, all the other layers are going to be compatible with LUTs, lookup tables. There's a video on that you can watch too. So in theory, you could come up here and go to export lookup tables, and you could take this entire look and make it one LUT to apply it to other images or to apply it to video, etc. That's an option. There's some limitations there, so I really encourage you to watch my video about exporting LUTs, especially using ColorLogic, because it just depends on the layers. Some layers aren't compatible on LUTs. Okay, so we have various looks that are happening here, and I kind of dig it. What about vignette? If you tap vignette, another one of those smart actions that's going to put it on top. Okay, you can see it's sort of process that it's doing, and now we have a vignette. That's kind of neat. Set to 25% opacity, just so you can see it 100% real quick. This is what it is. So how about 20%? Just a little vignette there. And then of course, the presets and the buttons are cool, guys, but you can also absolutely just add a levels maybe if you want to kind of master this, right? So you add levels here, and maybe you can just brighten overall. I want a little more intensity. There you go, just a bit, and maybe a little more shadows. Cool. I went from this to this, and I got to explore while I did it. So just keep that in mind. ColorLogic is this huge system that you can use for any type of portrait work and any type of automotive work, landscape, nature. It doesn't matter what. You can play around with it, and it's constantly expanding. I'm always creating new color sets and all that. And some people are asking me if I'm going to make more for reds and oranges and yellows and greens. And the answer is yes, I'm going to. So this is constantly being updated. And as it evolves, it's such a large collection of color presets and looks and everything else. As it evolves, then I don't know if I'm going to make it a little more, a different sort of organization. I'll have to get to all that because there really is quite a bit. In fact, let me show you this real quick. If you were to have let's go back to the gradient map. Why not? If we go to the gradient map and tap here, it does come with the MVP ColorLogic grads. So this comes with it as well. That's what I'm saying. It comes with a lot. Now you don't want that on that mode. Most of the time you change that to something else, like maybe soft light. And then really, really low opacity. I'm not saying that's a great look, but there it is. Point is, you have gradient presets, you have curves presets, you have all of the action stacks that show up in the palette here, and you can just stack them any way you want. There's just so many different options, never mind all the helper actions. There's a lot happening in ColorLogic to let you explore color forever without being married to like a locked-in panel, and you can just keep stacking and customizing any way you like. Like I said, any of these, let's go to voltage. If I go to the RGB base curves, I can swap it out. I can even choose one of the presets like golden neon from the triadic presets. And now I've changed the look ever so slightly. You never know what you can do, right? So that's what I want to show today. It does work really great on any type of images at all. Technically, it'll work on anything you can open in Photoshop. I don't care if you made it in AI. You can explore color. Now, keep in mind, too, that because these are layers in folders and they use RGB curves and all that, there's probably no real reason to stack 15 of these folders. It's probably just going to get muddy. So you might notice a little bit of a slowdown depending on your system if you're really stacking like crazy. I think, I don't know, between 2 and 8 of these folders is where you can really find your looks, and then you can make your own custom tweaks. I don't recommend stacking 10, 15, 20 of these folders. It can get messy, and then you really lose control when it turns into 15 or 20 folders because you don't know where anything is. However, the infinite exploration, like for example, you can just turn all these off, come back here, and then explore a different direction. How about simple? We'll see what that one does. I don't mind it. Velvet. And distant echo, why not? A completely different vibe here. Now we're going in a vintage thing, I guess. I don't know. Look at that. Now we got this hazy vintage thing. I can put it on 50% opacity. I don't know. You could always do that to explore a look and go, you know what? Never mind. Delete all those. Turn on the original ones you were playing with, and you can keep playing. So I just want to show you that. By the way, if you have questions on ColorLogic, or if you have recommendations or things you'd like to see me add to ColorLogic or any of the other Logic systems, leave me a comment below or drop me an email, nbp@ninobatista.com.